Alright, we're going to be going over my Rainbow Brite Amara build today. Highlights are we're just using the Butcher Shotgun. Like my Murdercane Zane build, you could also have alternate next 2 megs elements on here. Having an X2 megs Incendiary and X2 megs Corrosive would help with like the raid boss, for example. This is just going to be a general video. Run with an ASS Revolter, a Phaserker. In this case, we got weapon damage and Hyperion weapon fire rate. Ideal roll would be weapon damage, shotgun damage, and either Hyperion weapon fire rate or Hyperion weapon crit damage. Skills don't matter. Conflux is probably the one that'll wind up helping you the most. The whatever the health regen one isn't bad either, but we're running with a Hyperion Company Man, of course. The fire rate damage, crit damage is just you can't beat it. Not with Pearl of Ineffable Knowledge, not with anything else. Mag size and area of effect damage mainly just helps with keeping our fire up and our catharsis explosions. We got Nid's Piss Grenade. Main thing here is just the ASE Corrosive. The grenade doesn't really matter. You could use a Pyro Burst, you could use Nid's Piss, you could use Mesmer, whatever it is. As long as it's got AoE ASE Corrosive. Main thing is we just want to be able to get all 5 elements going. So we got Cryo on our shotgun, Radiation on our next 2 megs. We got Shock on our Revolter. We got Corrosive on our ASE on our grenade. And we're also running with Infusion and Incendiary for our action skill element. So for our red tree, we got 5 points in Anima. You don't necessarily need 5 points here. You probably traded a few of these points for points in Indiscriminate, help break up the damage a little bit more, but the only problem I find with Anima is you can actually wind up killing yourself from it once in a while. Other than that, it helps our damage more than Indiscriminate will. That's why I got my points in there at the moment. Infusion, so we can get a decent amount of incendiary damage in there. Wildfire to spread elements. Tempest to just deal more elemental damage. Dread, just to increase our damage when we grasp enemies. Of course, this is a Ties That Bind build. Nothing else really compares when it comes to cooldown length and effectiveness, so we're going to stick with that. Catharsis, just for our clusterfuck explosions. It's just when you get all 5 elements on somebody and they explode and it deals all 5 elements to everybody around them, it does an incredible amount of mobbing potential. We got extra mag size there. Conflux, ideally we would probably replace our points in Anima with points in Conflux. Just to make sure that we get all 5 elements on everybody. The points in Anima, I had them there originally. I find myself dying to my own status effects once in a while though, so you might want to change them out for Conflux. Sustainment just helps us with some lifesteal, helps keep us alive. Personal expression, bonus elements. Green tree, basically we just got points in here to help keep us alive. Personal space just for more damage. We're not necessarily going to be close to people, but when we are, it definitely helps out. Yeah, basically just extra survivability here. Main thing is 5 points in Helping Hands, because that gives us at least 40% damage reduction for 15 seconds after our action skill is done. And we're planning on keeping our ASC 10 seconds up at all times, so you will have this 40% damage reduction at all times, so that definitely helps. Nothing in purple tree. And pretty typical blue tree, we're just not going for reload speed because we're running with butchers, so you're not going to be reloading that often. Now you got your damage, your reload speed, or not your reload speed, your action skill cooldown. Action skill cooldown. I got stillness of mind in here. Just because it's the only one that really helps us out that much. I find a lot of the other augments actually hurt us more than it helps us. Like a lot of them make enemies harder to hit. Everything else just helps increase our damage more and more. Rest stack effectiveness, more rest stacks, activating. Yeah. I do run with a full guardian tree, but it's not anything too crazy. I don't even have all my vault card items yet, so we're not actually going to be using any of those. So let's see what we got here. 500 iridium. Whoop-de frickin' do. Alright, we're going to run up to Kraken here, just to show how well this does work. So we do have the Cartels event on. Oh, come on now. Use that on him. So you will probably go down using this build, because it doesn't have a lot of survivability. It does have a lot of the lifesteal from the Soul Sap, I think it is called, skill. Basically just when you're using elemental weapons, you get lifesteal. And of course I ran with the Cryo Butcher just for max damage, so we will get lifesteal on every one of our shots. As far as our shield goes, we don't have any ways to regenerate that, but everything here will go down fairly easily. Like we can activate that there. Actually, I'm surprised that didn't kill the Kraken almost immediately, but there'll be a couple of clips in the introduction or the outro, one of the two, just insta-killing that Kraken. Main thing is, as long as you can get your ties that bind on something near the boss, that boss is gonna go down really fast. Like, ideally, you're gonna want to be shooting at somebody next to the boss rather than the boss themselves. But either or, you're still going to be doing melting damage. So you don't have to worry too much about that. But when you're in areas like this and the Guardian takedown, if you can latch onto a random enemy, just give them a quick grip. You will, like, give your damage on the boss like 100-fold increase. Like it's a huge damage increase. You'll nearly one hit them if you can phase grasp an enemy nearby them instead of actually hitting the enemy themselves. But other than that, that is Rainbow Brite Amara. Like I said before, the main thing is just dealing all 5 action skill elements. If you want, you can have the other elements on next to mags. If you don't feel like having that, but I suggested having a Cryo Butcher with next to mags radiation, since you can't get radiation from any of Amara's action skill elements. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy this build. And if you guys have any other suggestions and whatnot, let me know. Like I say again, you don't even need like perfect rolls for this. Like I would definitely have better rolls on both the Hyperion Company Man and the Phase Zerker that would increase the damage even more. So you can definitely have the build perform even better than this. So until the next video, everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.